Hey, Shaman Hawk here with Shamanic Lodge. Today is about shamanic healings. People wonder, how real are they? What's the most serious cases you can work with? How effective? And so on. Oh, and a little bit about long distance healing. The shamanic healing, um, people call it miracles and all this other stuff. I don't. I think it's just kind of a natural. I think we got taken off the natural path, so the things that are no longer seen as normal and natural became the norm, if that really makes sense. I mean, before everybody went to the shaman, no one was really scared of death, but now it's just struggle to stay alive, and you have to take the drugs the doctors give you and follow all the poisonous advice and so on. But what about when the doctor says, I can't do anything else, you got about a couple months to live, and that's that, plan your funeral, nice to know you. First of all, I think that's just horrible. You're the healer. You're the person they come to get their health back, and you say, you got 2 months to live. Who gives these guys a death date? I don't even want to know the calculation process for that. I have worked with serious cases. I've worked with serious cases, and one very serious with AIDS. I did a sweat lodge with a woman that was just severely underweight. She was only given a couple weeks max to live, and against the judgment of doctors and probably against better judgment in general, I did a sweat lodge with her. The doctor said that I could get sick, being that close with visible moisture and heat, and she could die, the whole thing. I'll probably never ever try that again, but in my gut, it felt like the right thing to do. 10 years later, well, first off, I saw her a month after the lodge and did not recognize her because she looked like the picture of health. I told this story 10 years later, up in the Asheville area, and one woman in the audience said that that woman is still alive, talking about the sweat lodge that she had in southeast Florida. I worked with several cancer patients in Europe over the last couple of years. Again, both terminal, you know. One was a woman that I had not met, and we did a long distance healing with her through some other shamanic practitioners at different locations. So the woman lived in Germany. We did a sweat lodge in Hungary, and other people around that I knew around the planet kind of contributed their own energy towards it. And the woman started to look great very, very shortly after that, and lived 5 months past her death date. But for some reason, because she was feeling and looking so good, she went along with the doctor's suggestion of a new dose of chemo, and the day after that went into a waking coma and died that week. Doctors, I worked with a young boy, I think he was 7, Bruno, no hair, charcoal colored skin, chemo. I mean, it's poisonous. I don't know why they do that. Don't get me started on that. But months and months later, I finally got him into a sweat lodge, and me and some other men were saying strong voices of the spirit world. Hey, we want our buddy Bruno to live the kind of adventurous lives we had. If you guys, you spirits, gods, whoever want us to really acknowledge you, it's time you guys show us something about your part. You give us something to believe in. You help our buddy Bruno. Okay, and yeah, we'll talk. Well, Bruno, he did 3 rounds in a sweat lodge. Finally he had to get out. But when I looked at him just to check on him as he was out before I got back in the lodge, and he just beamed a smile, and I realized that's why I really do this stuff. That was 2 years ago, and last I heard he's still okay, and another great experience. So in essence, these serious diseases, they can be rectified. Not all the time, I don't call myself a healer. I think there's a big confusion about, shamans are supposed to be these healers and whatnot. And, in my mind, that's not true. But I did get a chance to talk to a biochemist in Hungary last summer, because I wanted an academic to help me understand what I did. Because most of the stuff I do is just instinct. I get the pictures of the geomancy for the lodge or the ceremony. I just get the feeling of what to do for that person at that time. And I've done almost no ceremony or procedure twice. She's telling me that if you can just reach into a person and you can make that soul-to-soul connection and just do the right things, say the right things, to get the consciousness to realign, the spine will just start to release the chemicals, hormones, compounds that puts the body back in order. All right? Another miracle part of nature. You know? So, yeah, but it isn't a procedure. It's a journey on discovery. All right? So to think that you're going to go to a place and the person's going to shake some rattles, beat the drum and some yah hey hey stuff, give you some crystals, you know, and that's their healing ceremony. But yet people keep coming back for the same ailment because nothing's fixed. All right, yeah, you got to kind of look at that, you know. And sometimes the shaman has to be able to, or just the alternative healer, just say, I can't do anything for you. You know, I run out of ideas, you know, and I've done that too, you know. But you got to be honest with people about it, you know, totally honest about it. And if you're being treated, well, I can't really say treated legally, right? But you get my drift. If you go to see the shaman, you have to be totally honest with them about what's going on with you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the whole picture. Because there's a golden rule. Almost no one ever tells the shaman the complete truth. Never. And most of it's around this fear, guilt, and shame thing. We don't care. We just want to make things better. We don't care what your dark secrets are or any of this other stuff, you know, because we probably have them darker. All right, but you got to be straight up with us. Otherwise, we can't, you know, treat the whole picture if we don't know the whole picture. Okay? But that's it, you know. But you also have to believe that we're helping you do it, okay? It's you in your mind. We don't have these magical powers or anything like that. You know, we just have the skill of discovery and exploration. You know, a little bit of instinct and some empath goes a long way. But it's mostly you. We just help you do it. But in basic, it's all possible. Just anything's possible. All right? It's not about faith. It's not about believing. It's about knowing it for a fact. All right? Know that whatever you have is deemed as a fatal illness, a terminal illness. There's a chance that you're going to keep on living. Shaman.